Former Ukrainian President Leonid Kuchma believes that Nursultan Nazarbayev's decision have always been far-sighted and serve as a good example for many politicians. The politician recalled that during his term as the president of Ukraine, he used Nazarbayev's wise advice multiple times.
Я очень много научился у Нурсултана Абишевича. Он действительно великий человек и мудрый человек.
I learned a lot from Nursultan Nazarbayev. He is a really great statesman and a wise person. We used to make quick decisions and experience the consequence afterwards. However, Nazarbayev has never done so. I think that he has put a lot of thought before making this decision because he's primarily interested in stable Kazakhstan. Nursultan Nazarbayev is a great friend of Ukraine. The majority of Ukrainians, and particularly I myself, see him as a close friend.
Нурсултан Абишевич большой друг Украины. Большинство украинцев считает его своим, а я особенным.
Ukrainian politician Konstantin Grishchenko, who has served in a number of senior positions in the Ukrainian government, ranging from Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Ukraine Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, and ambassador to several countries. The politician believes that Kazakhstan's first president is a unique statesman who focuses on the human capital assets and that his historical decision heralds the start of a new stage of Kazakhstan's development.
Эффективное использование как природных, так и человеческих ресурсов.
Kazakhstan is effectively using its natural and human capital assets as part of the development strategy initiated by Nursultan Nazarbayev. The Kazakhs became more confident as thousands of young people were educated in the best Western universities who currently effectively work in all economic sectors and the government agencies. Nazarbayev helped establish a very important foundation for further stages of Kazakhstan's modernization. I think that Kazakhstan's first president will help define the political agenda with his wise advice and recommendations in many years to come.
Рекомендациями определять развитие вашей страны.
Kazakhstan and Iran are expanding mutually beneficial cooperation. The two countries are developing cooperation in sectors such as use of subsoil resources, agriculture, commerce, trade, and transit sectors. Last year, trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Iran totaled at $516 million. However, Kazakhstan is set to increase the volume of exported goods to the promising market of Iran with a population of more than 80 million people. Experts estimated that in 3 years, the export value may double and reach $1 billion. Direct Airlink will also help promote business cooperation. The planes started performing flights along the route once a week, and the flight frequency will be doubled from April to October.
بسیار اتفاق خوبیه به نظر من که بعد از یک مدت طولانی پرواز.
The resumption of flights is another step in strengthening of cooperation between the two countries. We will be happy to contribute to the expansion of cooperation between the business people of our countries. Kazakhstan's Civil Aviation Committee completed a full evaluation of airline companies from Tehran, and after detailed inspection, Iranian pilots were accredited in Kazakhstan. The Tehran Astana flight is popular among passengers. Iran is a very beautiful country, and we are happy to welcome visitors. We are pleased that Kazakh citizens have the opportunity to visit our country and enjoy traveling here. According to air carriers, the resumption of the flights resulted from visa innovations. Back in 2018, the Kazakh and Iranian leaders agreed that entrepreneurs of the two countries will use simplified visa arrangements. This flight is not the only air traffic project between Kazakhstan and Iran, as the countries are planning to launch direct flights from Tehran to Almaty. Kazakhstan is going to become one of the largest business and transport hubs in the world. In the end of 2018, 19 million tons of transit cargo were transported through Kazakhstan. The growth of indicators is influenced by the Republic's participation in the transnational infrastructure project, Western Europe, Western China, and the connection of the Nursultan program with China's Belt and Road Initiative. Last year, the rail freight traffic between China and Kazakhstan has reached 14 million tons. The increase is 38% comparing to the figure of the same period of last year. The parties have set a goal for 2019, which is to increase the figures to 15,700,000 tons.
Здесь пример Казахстана очень важен, да?
The example of Kazakhstan is very important. Our country has completely changed its geoeconomic positioning over these 5 years. We have become a country that is actively involved in the world trade. Today, Kazakhstan offers tremendous opportunities for trade with remote regions. This means, in fact, Kazakhstan has regained its natural role in Eurasia, which is the role of a bridge between different markets. Experts say that today Kazakhstan is successfully increasing its export potential. Through Chinese Lianyungan's port, goods from Kazakhstan reach the markets of Vietnam, Japan, and South Korea in the shortest possible time. To date, a total of 152 countries and international organizations have joined China's Belt and Road Initiative.
Можно отметить здесь большой, скажем, поток экспорта.
We can highlight here the large export flow of Kazakh wheat to Vietnam. Earlier, we did not ship exports in containers to Southeast Asia. The shipping cost was very expensive. Now, due to Lianyungan port, we're exporting Kazakh wheat and Kazakh products.
Благодаря порту Lianyungan мы экспортируем казахстанские пшеницы, казахстанские продукты.
The construction of new roads and railways, as well as the commissioning of ports, the launch of a network of terminals and transport centers allow activity in cargo traffic through the territory of the Republic. This and the Republic's participation in the international continental transport corridors show that Kazakhstan has managed to build a foundation for becoming a global transit hub. Innovative technologies are used to preserve and expand forests in the east of Kazakhstan. These innovations are used in the seed nursery of the Kananersky branch of the Beskaragai district, which has no analogs in the country. The seed nursery is unique since seedlings grow there in 70 days, not in 2 years. The complex is equipped with high-tech technologies of Swedish production. Special machines select and process seeds by category, as well as sprouts are planted in seed cassettes. There is a high demand for innovative seedlings.
Мына қолда ұстап тұрған бұл былтырғы шыршалар биыл жазғы тұрым Астанаға барады.
These seedlings, which are in my hands, will be sent to the capital of our country in summer. We have prepared nearly 50,000 pine seedlings. We used to grow seedling for 2 years, but now it only takes a very short time. We will plant the seedlings in the fall. The survival rate of such pines reaches 70–80%.
Осының приживаемости соны уже 70%-ға дейін апарып отырмыз. 70–80%-ға дейін барады.
Computer programming is used in a seedling complex. All control processes are fully automated. Special machines do the selection, the seed treatment, and planting sprouts. The new technology allows growing more than 3.5 million seedlings of a closed-root system within 1 year.
Вот в моих руках сейчас находится сеянец, который выращен.
Here in my hands is a seedling that is grown by a closed-root system. How does it differ from an open-root system? The closed-root system is suitable to grow seedlings in 70 days, while the open-root system allows growing for 2 years. We get 1.5 million in 70 days.
За 70 дней получаем 1,5 миллиона.
This year, planting is expected on an area of more than 3,500 hectares. 2.5 billion tenge was allocated from the Republican budget for the implementation of a large project to preserve forests and increase in the forest cover of the region. Central Asian countries began a new era in the economic cooperation. The 5 regional countries joined forces to enhance trade along the Silk Road. At the forum held in Tashkent, officials representing the 5 countries discussed the ways of strengthening cooperation along the land and sea routes. Kazakhstan is considered by the countries as the power which connects the east and the west. The modern highway and the port of Kuryk, available in Kazakhstan, provided the neighboring countries with the access to the sea.
Эффективно развивается региональное сотрудничество в транзитно-транспортной сфере.
Regional transit cooperation is well developing between the countries. The transit sector is very important for the sustainable development of our countries because Central Asia plays an important transit role between the north and the south, as well as the east and the west. Over the past 10 years, Kazakhstan invested about $30 billion in the transport infrastructure, which will contribute to the integration of Central Asian and international transit corridors. The Central Asian officials discussed the ways of enhancing cooperation in manufacturing and agricultural sectors. Each country also presented its investment opportunities.
За последние 2 года мы значительно активизировали наше взаимодействие в сфере торговли.
Over the past 2 years, we significantly enhanced our trade cooperation. The cumulative trade turnover between the countries of the region grew by more than 35% in 2018, exceeding $12.2 billion. We have significantly simplified the customs procedures. We continue opening new checkpoints, developing air links, highways, and railroad transportation between the countries of the region. We also restarted shipments of energy resources.
Между странами региона возобновили взаимные поставки энергоресурсов.
Kazakh and Uzbek entrepreneurs presented their goods at an exhibition held as part of the forum. The event was attended by about 60 Kazakh entrepreneurs. The Uzbek partners were very interested in Kazakh food products and electric cars. The participants were also impressed by Kazakhstan's space developments.
Космическая связь – это Казахстан АП. У них уникальная услуга, получается, с космоса.
Kazakhstan Space Company is providing a unique service of Earth's remote sensing. This is particularly convenient for agricultural sector. The technology allows to monitor the growth rate of plants and crops. The company can also estimate the shrinkage of a bridge. It is very useful for planning and construction.
Сантиметров. То есть уже это вот необходимо для планирования, для стройки.
Trade turnover between the Central Asian countries has significantly increased in recent years. For example, the trade value between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan totaled at $2.4 million last year, which is a 25% increase compared to the previous year. The Central Asian officials believe that joint projects and activities launched between the countries will be successful. At the end of the forum, Kazakh and Uzbek officials had a meeting to sign a plan of events as part of the Year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are strengthening cooperation in all areas. Analysts say that good dynamics of growth rates can be found in trade, economy, education, tourism, and culture. This contributes to intensification of interaction and new projects. 2018 was the year of Uzbekistan in Kazakhstan. In return, 2019 is declared as the year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan. Moreover, additional air, rail, and bus routes are being opened between the countries. The countries have agreed on the introduction of a single Central Asian tourist visa for the convenience of foreign tourists. As part of this visa, foreigners can visit both Kazakhstan and in Uzbekistan freely. Experts are confident that development of relations between the two fraternal countries is of great importance for the international relations of the entire Central Asian region.
В этом году открытие года Казахстана в Узбекистане.
This year, there will be an opening of the Year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan. Big events are planned for this year. Now, the Uzbek and Kazakh sides have prepared proposals for activities that will be organized within the year. I expect that the relations between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan as part of the Year of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan will reach a higher level and will contribute to further intensification of relations between our countries.
Высокий уровень и будут способствовать еще большей активизации отношений между нашими странами.
A leading research laboratory of Asian DNA samples was created in Kazakhstan. The modern center based on Nazarbayev University will start its full-fledged work next year. Today, the laboratory is equipped with modern technologies and samples for research. This was announced at the Asian DNA Research Seminar. During the meeting, scientists and industry experts pointed out that the unique project will give an opportunity to shed light on unknown papers of the domestic history. For this purpose, the DNA analysis of all archaeological findings discovered on the territory of Kazakhstan will be conducted. Previously, the research of samples was conducted abroad.
So we'll have a tour of the new time very strictly for 15 minutes at a time.
Ösümdüklerin tarihi bolsun, almanın tarihi bolsun, canavarların tarihi, onlardan adamzat ben.
This is about the history of plants, apples, and animals, as well as their relationship with humanity. How have people's lifestyles changed over time? What were the languages that people spoke more than 3,000, 4,000 years ago? How did Indo-Germanic languages develop? How have they emerged? How did people interact with each other? Answers to all these questions can be found within the DNA research.
Bir-birine baylanası qanday. Sonra tek qana köne DNK zərtövlər arqılı anықтауға болады.
Бұл тегін тектеу деген сөз. Ана зәузетін тектеу деген сөз. Не деген сөз? Ол
It is necessary to find out our true roots and origins. We should learn the history of our people. What are the origins of people who live in modern-day Kazakhstan? Who are they? Europeans or Asians? Are they the mix of them? All of these questions can be answered by studying their DNA. Research in this area will give impetus to development of not only history, but also all sciences. This knowledge contributes to the development of many sciences.
ары қарай өркендеуіне ерекше әсер етеді.
Two books providing new information on the early years of the Kazakh Khanate were presented. The research works is mainly based on new findings related to prominent historical figures who fought to preserve the Kazakh land. One of the books, Sultan Mehmed Sultan, statesman, diplomat, and warrior, is dedicated to Ablai Khan's cousin and Abulmambet Khan's father-in-law, who was leading the Kipchak tribe's army and excelled in battles against the Jungars and the Kalmyks. The other book, titled The Middle Ord Sultans and Warriors, is based on declassified archival documents found in the archives of the Russian cities of Omsk and Orenburg. The work includes information on the events which unfolded between 1752 and 1788, including attempts to arrest Ablai Khan in the Middle Ord's 50,000 warriors who gathered for the Dusty campaign. The initiative by the Wali Khanov Institute of History and Ethnology will be continued. This year, our institute will publish at least 10 monographs on the lives and activities of prominent figures of the past. We are also planning to publish 4 works based on archival documents which have never been previously published or seen by any researchers, and we will do our best to promote them in the world.
Тәуелсіздіктің бізге берген нәрі нәтижесі көп қой, соның бірі мынау.
Gaining independence allowed us to revive our heritage and restore the missing parts of our history. Therefore, we are focusing on finding more information about the prominent figures who contributed to preservation of the Kazakh land. We are set to collect more information about the outstanding figures whose legacy was lost during ancient times and the Soviet era and to promote them among our youth and in the world.
Қазақтың әлемін, қазақтың тарихын әлемге таныстыру деп бағалаймыз.
Turandot, the famous opera by Giacomo Puccini, was presented. The performance was special as new vocalists joined one of the most prominent productions of Astana Opera. Famous Georgian singer George Anyani made his contribution to the Kazakh version of the famous opera as he performed the part of Brave Galaf. The Georgian tenor took part in 6 operas by his favorite composer Giacomo Puccini last year alone. This is not the singer's first collaboration with the Kazakh singers. According to Anyani, his preparation for the opera took just a day. My first performance in Kazakhstan took place in 2005 as I debuted in Madame Butterfly in the Old Theater here in Astana. My other performances in Kazakhstan include Tosca, Il Trovatore, and Aida, so I have been cooperating with Kazakhstan for a long time. Local people respect classic music and the audience is very welcoming. That's why I keep coming back to Kazakhstan. A number of other singers debuted at the production of the famous opera. Astana Opera Theater's singer, Bibigul Januzak, delivered her first ever performance in Astana Opera portraying Liu, who was in love with the main character and lost her life for the sake of her love.
Мен бұл Лиу партиясына өте үлкен дайындықпен келдім. Бұл Лиу партиясын мен Венгрия қаласында Eva Martin.
I've been vigorously training to play the part of Liu. I went to Hungary to complete Eva Martin's masterclass on Turandot to perform this role. I gained much experience at this training. I was very excited to play the role of Liu because the vocal part is quite difficult.
Партия өзіндік үлкен вокалдық жағынан өте орындау қиын.
The orchestra was directed by worldwide famous Italian conductor Giuseppe Acquaviva.